Welcome to the Real Salty Podcast. Please join Stephanie and Caitlin as we dive into life in Florida, the good, the salty, and everything in between. We'll chat about real estate, family, sports, building a community, and all the unique things that make living in the Sunshine State so special. Plus, we'll bring on some amazing special guests to share their stories and expertise along the way. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to laugh, learn, and get a little salty with us.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back for another episode of the Real Salty Podcast. We're so happy you're with us. We did take a break last week.
We did.
Yeah.
It was a break that was like 12:30 the day of, like, let's not record today. Okay, let's not. It's Labor Day.
We forgot that, we record on Mondays, and Monday was a holiday, and
it was
all knee deep, waist deep, armpit deep in our weekend, and then we're like, oh,
yes,
we're supposed to meet later tonight.
That's right. That's right. No, it was good. It was really good, but I feel like a lot has happened in that time frame, right?
We have a lot to catch up on. I'm trying to think. The only thing I really did of note Labor Day weekend was I got a chance to go to Gulfport. And yeah, so I'm aware of where Gulfport is. I've driven through Gulfport. I'm going to be honest. I've never spent a lot of time in Gulfport, though.
I haven't spent a lot of time either.
Oh my God. I love it.
It's so sweet.
I love it so much that I actually went on Saturday, Labor Day weekend, and it was the Gecko Festival, which was
fun.
A whole nother festival life that I didn't realize existed, and I will be going back every year. So much fun. I don't really know the details, but we need to look into, there is a Miss Gecko Fest.
Oh, cool.
I would assume that you have to be some type of a regular patron or maybe a local of Gulfport to qualify for Miss Gulf or Gecko Fest, but I'm willing to look into it.
That's interesting. Okay, that's really interesting. And poor Gulfport got hit so badly, and have had a lot of the businesses have gotten as good as they can, but a lot of the homes are just still really destroyed. I mean, Gulfport is very, very old town.
Gulfport has such a rich history when you actually look into it, because before our lovely beaches were really that populated, the ferry used to take people from Gulfport across the intercoastal to the beaches. I was mostly St. Pete Beach because that's just where so much history with the Don Cesar and everything is.
Yeah.
It is kind of sad that right there along the waterfront, the historic Gulfport Casino building is still closed.
It's still closed. It's right.
I did look into kind of like what's going on there, because it still has construction fencing along. There's not really any signs of a lot of work happening. And I guess the building itself is a National Historic Registry building. So we all know that usually entails a little more fine-tuned comb.
Yes, it does.
To put it back together, or to even remodel in general, right? So God forbid when a building like that gets rocked in the way that it did, it's going to be a lot of hoops to jump through.
There's going to be
a lot of red tape. But you're right. So their little main drag, Beach Boulevard, adorable. I cannot put into words how freaking adorable it is. It is, in my brain, it's like a cross between St. Augustine and Key West on a smaller level.
That's exactly right. Yep, that's right.
And I'm pretty bad. I didn't take like a full pulse stock, but I would venture to say it looked like the majority of the businesses, shops, restaurants, things like that along the main drag there were reopened in some capacity. There's a few that need a little more spit and polish, but hell, man, open the doors. Let's go.
The one that I keep meaning to go to actually in Gulfport is called O'Matty's.
Yeah.
They've been highlighted on Tampa, restaurants and bars so many times. And every time we think about going to a new place, it needs to get mentioned, because I guess they have some fantastic food too. And I know that they were resilient on getting back open, but that's supposed to be a really cool venue in Gulfport and one of the hearts of it too.
If I'm not mistaken, O'Matty's, because it was right on the corner.
I think it's on Shore Boulevard.
Yeah, so that bar actually looks a hell of a lot different than the pictures I'm seeing here online.
Yes.
They actually also have new construction happening on a rooftop deck.
Oh, very cool.
Them. Yeah, they're doing good. So good for them.
That's awesome.
I have to give a shout out actually, because not only did I didn't tell you this part. So I went to Gulfport twice in like 72 hours. So I loved it so much when I went for Gecko Fest with a girlfriend on Saturday that Trent and I actually Monday went back to Gulfport.
Oh,
Like I
very
was like,
nice.
you have to see this. He would love this. And sure enough, he loved
Yes.
it. I'm pretty sure the consensus actually as we were leaving is like, so we're moving here. So, but
So
I
now
don't
the
know.
search has started in Gulfport.
Well, let's all calm down because I love Gulfport dearly, but Gulfport did get rocked, and Gulfport, a lot of Gulfport is flood zone and it's low lying, and
It is
it's
very low.
yes. So to tell you the truth, that's a little off-putting, obviously for me. I either need to be up off the ground or far enough back to where I'm not that. Plus, flood insurance, um, but no, I mean honestly, the trees, the cobblestone walkways, the historical aspect of it, I loved everything about it. So
That's so cool. I love
yeah.
that you went out there. We don't spend a lot of time talking about Gulfport at all, so that's really cool. I
Well, and
love
a
that.
fun fact too, was reminding Trent that when you and I went to the State of the Beaches meeting where it was put on by the
Yes.
St.
Oh,
Peter's
yes. Yes, you're
Community
right.
College, and basically it was kind of just a let's check in, and there were multiple mayors from multiple townships and how their town had kind of bounced back or was recovering. And the mayor of Gulfport, Karen Love, shout out to Karen Love, she informed us that night that the entire commission for Gulfport currently was all women.
All women, that's right.
Let's
Remember that
go.
now.
And
That's
so,
cool.
they were very optimistic in the future. They said that, a lot of people in the commission positions hadn't been but recently placed or voted in. And so they were eager and anxious to get to work. So kudos, Gulfport, because I'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's amazing that I mean, a lot of these towns are like 2 miles big and they have
I
to have their
know.
own municipality. It's a crazy thing, but
It is crazy.
well,
Yeah.
that's cool. I love that you did that. So Gecko Fest. So we have to write that down as something we check out for
Yeah.
next year. I love
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And now we're just finishing up. Well, we have one more game tonight, which should be still a good game with the Bears in Minnesota, but we're just
Mhm.
finishing up week 1 of the season. And this season, I mean, week 1 did not disappoint, right? Like, I mean,
Well,
I think this is the first year that, well, not the first year, but this year they went right into divisional teams,
oh
right?
yeah, no, they knew how to
They're
get,
trying to
yeah,
eliminate that toward the end because it does matter at
it
the end of the
does.
season,
It does
but
matter.
a lot of them, it doesn't matter at the end of the season.
True.
So they're trying to eliminate like week 17 being who cares, we're just going to put in whoever, when some of these teams are fighting for their life.
Very true.
So that's why they did it this way. But I mean, the matchups did not disappoint
No,
this weekend. I mean, it's just
no,
whew.
no. I mean, obviously, when you said, this week did not disappoint, well, it disappointed some of us.
it
That is
it did
very team
disappointed
specific, and that, of course,
Chiefs fans and Ravens fans specifically.
Chiefs fans and Raven fans are what the happened? Like, I'm
I
just kidding.
know.
Well,
I
and here's the
know.
thing. I mean, obviously, with me, I knew the Bills and the Ravens was going to be amazing because we talked about the fact that with the AFC specifically, it seems to always come down to Patrick, Josh, and Lamar. And
It
it's
does.
always, and then they Rochambeau, they play the cup game on who gets the MVP and all the things.
Yes.
And we're watching amazing generational football with the AFC right now. It has been for, I feel like, at least the last 7 years. Ooh, Josh Allen. He's a 5-minute man. He's a 5-minute
He
man,
is.
dude. 5 minutes left in the fourth,
He
behind
is.
40-25. I'm not gonna lie, impressed.
Well, not only that,
how can
I
you
mean,
not be impressed?
the kicker had never kicked for the Bills before. He doesn't know 90% of the teammates. He was literally getting ready to take his son to his own football game and gets the call to come play for the Bills. And after he won the game essentially with 2 seconds left by hitting a field goal, Josh Allen turns and says, "Welcome to Buffalo." I mean, he hadn't even talked to the freaking dude. It's like, dude, thanks.
Well,
It's like this 41-year-old, I mean, kudos, just kicked some great, it was a good, I was on and off sleeping because I just cannot make it past 9:30 sometimes. But I
I
heard Michael and
preach.
my son Brody was home, them screaming at the TV. And I turned on the last couple of minutes. Well, it was already on. I just opened my eyes for the last couple of minutes, and my sister bleeds purple. So this morning when I said to her that was a tough loss, she told me she didn't know what I was talking about. But what a game.
Denial.
What a game. And I showed you some stress pictures that I had of the Bucks game earlier that I watched while I was working that I was
If you are so comfortable with it, I will advocate for our lovely listeners right now that we do post some of those, because her loving husband Michael logged into the shop cameras because she was working. Was it Sunday, right? Yesterday when the Bucks were playing. Yeah. And there's a couple, still frame security photos of her just and like, ooh, and like, but that's so me. And see, that's why Trent and I have to watch it in our own house because we're weird.
Yeah, no, it's so, I mean, Atlanta always gives the Bucks a run for their money. They always do. And it was just like, and we lost twice to them last year. The Bucks do not have a tough schedule, knock on wood, as we went through a couple weeks ago. But that is always a hard, and that's divisional again. So it's always a tough race for them. So, but yeah, so and then we're getting toward the end of September and then starting October, and October baseball is one of my favorites.
There you go. Red October. Baseball. Let's go Red October.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
I'm not going to lie. I've been a little behind in my baseball watching this year. And of course, I will always bleed Cardinal red, but lived in Kansas City, for 13 years. So the Royals are also a team that we kind of keep our finger on.
Keep a track on. Yeah.
And apparently they're doing all right. So
yeah, they're doing pretty well. I mean, we got a Red Sox and Cubs house. Cubs are in second place, but they're in the Milwaukee. Milwaukee is just on fire. That team is on fire. So, but the Cubs will make the wild card. It'll just be interesting to see if the Yankees and, of course, the Red Sox are going neck and neck right now with each other. And Toronto is in first place in that division. And then the Red Sox and the Yankees are going back and forth. And then, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah. So that's exciting stuff too. So that's our sports world that we have.
Yeah, well, and I was going to say, actually, with your Buccaneers, I was at the Toasted Monkey yesterday in St. Pete Beach. And
very cool.
The Bucks were on. And even though Big Brother, which is an amazing staple band that's been around for 30 years.
People love that band.
People show up for Big Brother, right? And so even though the place was rocking, there were still people that were watching the screens for the game. And what I love about Big Brother is they know their audience. Number one, we've been dodging showers with the rainy season upon us. I'm not going to say it's hurricane season. It's rainy season. No, just kidding. Again.
No, it's the truth, right?
Just like we're not using that. But anyway, Big Brother always has a really good following. They bring out the groupies. Let's go. Even a girlfriend of mine that I went with, she's been watching them perform for 27 years.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And they always put on a good show. The guy is an amazing entertainer, the headliner. He was up on the bar. He was over at the tables.
Oh, cool.
Frank Sinatra to the ladies and like giving commentary in between the song lyrics about the game going on. It's like touchdown Bucks. And then he continues to sing Huey Lewis.
Good.
And I'm like, this man's amazing. So shout out to Big Brother. They always put on a good show. I always look forward to watching them. But while I was at the Toasted Monkey, I saw your Buccaneers won. So
yeah,
for you.
Very exciting. Very exciting. And then the Bears will be on tonight. So that will be exciting too. They're playing Minnesota. And I obviously grew up watching the Bears.
I'm not gonna lie, and I know that I am not allowed in any other part of the country to do this type of brain grouping, but in my head, Vikings, Green Bay, Steelers. Which one does Aaron Rodgers play for now? I don't know.
Steelers. He won yesterday, so he felt
I saw that.
I knew wrong.
I was kind of just joking, but I knew he's with the Steelers now. But who the hell is the Vikings quarterback?
Is it McDonald? I think it's an older player. We have to Google that because I'm pretty sure that it's an older back.
McCarthy?
I think it's is
McCarthy. It? Vikings JJ McCarthy entering air with MNFL start. But they have Carson Wentz.
They have yeah. Okay, I think they had another guy last year though. I think this is a new quarterback for them this year. Because I think it's his debut.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But then of course, for the Bears, they've got a new head coach. And the sad part was it was very obvious because the Lions kind of got spanked a little bit yesterday because that's where the offensive coach went to the Bears head coach. Yeah, so that's a little sad for I don't know. I watched the Lions a little bit yesterday and I was like, oh, their reign might be over.
Well, we'll see. They just need to regroup, and apparently they lost their band leader, but if they can figure out how to play the same song that they did under him, then maybe they can figure it out. I know my one girlfriend, I think of you, Lisa, every time the Lions play. Of course, not against my team, but I do root for the Lions for her, and so, you know what? The last time that I do this is hopefully she can find some of these stats to make herself feel better, because one of the things that I'm on is that the last time that we lost our first opening game, we won the Super Bowl that year. So
oh yeah, I definitely don't. I think that sometimes a loss can be just as beneficial, not for your record obviously, but can be more beneficial and more of a learning sometimes than the win. Then I guess we should wrap that up to USF beating UF, because in Florida world, that's a freaking big deal. Well, USF was the most talked about football team over the weekend because not only did they win this weekend, but they beat Bama the week before. So
shut up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they beat two ranked teams. So now they're now 18th. Polls came out today. They're 18th. I mean, they're playing Miami this weekend, so that's going to be tough. But that was, I don't know when the last time, it might have been like during like World War I was the last time they beat like UF. So this was pretty exciting for them. And the sadder part of it,
damn,
it was really long time ago. It was a really long time ago. But a lot of these lower budget teams like USF versus UF pays USF to come there, first of all, to help with some of the expenses, but also to just have them come in and do almost like a practice game. Well, not so much of a practice game as they beat them 18-16. And as the USF Bulls were saying, we silenced the swamps. As someone that has two boys that go to USF, and I really like college football, I was having a good time watching. I was having a really good time.
For you, I'm not gonna lie,
I'm just happy for USF. I don't need to be happy or sad about it. I just think it's exciting more than anything. They have a new stadium being built too, USF. Okay. So USF has always played at the Bucks Stadium.
What?
Yeah, you wouldn't know it because they really dress it up. Okay. But USF has always played at the Bucks Stadium. Last year, they got their training facility on campus built. And then in 2027, they're going to open up a state-of-the-art football stadium on campus too. So it's just a big deal for USF to really be establishing themselves as a football team. I mean, nationally, from an academic standpoint, they're top 50. So they're a really good school academically, but everyone unfortunately knows that once you add a really good football team into your layer, it's just a more attractive school to go to. So you can see it being built. I'm just a stupid wealth of knowledge about this.
Love it. I fun fact.
Fun fact.
No, but please tell the good listeners when you talk about how the football program changes everything. Please tell the good listeners what your daughter said.
Yeah. So my daughter, as I have mentioned before, really wants to go to Florida.
Two brothers go to USF, and sister is like, screw you guys, I'm a Gator.
Yeah. And she is determined to go there. And not only is that, but they always say you want to go live in swampland or you want to go to the swamp. But that's technically what UF calls their area, not because it's infested with mosquitoes, but because it's swampland. And so the other day she was like, are you rooting for USF? And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, you don't go there yet. I'm, of course, rooting for USF. And she's like, actually, that's fine, because if UF starts to tank, my acceptance rate might be a little bit better. So UF has like a 22% acceptance rate. She's not wrong. So she thinks if they stink for a little while, that might help her. So, hey, you know what? She's always trying to be as strategic as possible. So we'll go with it.
I mean, hell, man, I'm going to have that girl pick my next Powerball numbers. Let's go. Like,
I know 2 people won, so that's out.
Somebody in Missouri. Like, how am I not related to them? Am I related to them? I might need to look into this. And if either I'm related to them or Trent's related to them or my best friend forever, which we took a photo of 20 years ago.
I mean, not for exactly. I was just going to say, I'm looking up my heritage tonight and see if I know the people once they come out. So
I'm thinking about renewing that Ancestry.com account.
Yes. Yeah, I did that and then found out my DNA was 89% from England. That does not surprise me. So, but
wow.
Yeah.
Top of the morning.
So anyway, that's our sports world, right? I just unloaded a ton because I watch a ton of it.
The one last thing I have to say while I was watching your lovely Bucks and listening to the soothing sounds of Big Brother at the Toasted Monkey was that I brought one of our stickers and I stuck it. They have brand new like stainless steel beams that are helping to support their outdoor like roof bar area.
Sorry.
If you haven't been to Toasted Monkey, actually, before we leave this subject completely, if you have not been to Toasted Monkey since after the hurricanes, I highly recommend. They're down.
I haven't been post-hurricane.
Beer gardens / stage.
I'm in.
Area. We go.
Beer garden with shark gummy.
Their outdoor area is
I'll be back.
Level. Yeah, right. Be right there. There is a whole nother level. And so totally enjoyed our time. Highly recommend. There's 2 other
restaurants. We're gonna have to get a kid to drive us there, that's for sure.
Well, batter up. I was kidding. Better up.
That sounds like fun though. I was there pre-hurricane, but I haven't been post-hurricane. So
you should. I was there with a couple people. Yeah, I was there with a couple of people actually yesterday that had not been since they redid the outdoor bar area. And they're like, what happened? And I'm like, good things. Good things from, unfortunately, the unfortunate events that occurred.
I mean, that's the only thing you can do. It's the best way to make I don't know.
And I think we should post that. If you're going to post your, football hemorrhaging photos, I think we should post the video of me scurrying through the crowd.
Yes.
On this
I love it.
Beam, and then coming back. And of course, I just can't help myself. So I make a funny face. So.
Of course. I love it.
But anyway, so just to get you good people caught up, I realize we've been chatty Cathy's for a while, but we did miss last week. So we had a lot.
We did.
There was a lot of events also in the month of September.
Maybe that's what I was doing. I was just laying low because we're about ready to. Tomorrow, I cannot wait for. I'm so excited. I just am so excited. We went to the Dak Shack on Friday night when it was torrential pouring. I had just seen you, and
that's right.
I have to tell you that Dak Shack just does not disappoint. The people there are so nice that work there. They're just so sweet.
I know.
They're just so lovely, and some of them have been working there for a very, very long time. It just kind of goes back to my conversation about the hospitality along the beaches, and so I'm really excited about it. So. Tomorrow we have the Dak Shack. What's going on then?
Oh, so it's actually the Burger Week Awards. So yay, buddy. Very excited. So all the passports have been counted that were entered by last Sunday. The winner will be announced for best overall. And if they do it like last year, it's going to be best overall and most creative.
Yes. So, that's what we had to vote for.
Yep. So stay tuned for that because again, 18 restaurants this year, 18 restaurants and good people. If you entered your passport, don't just, think these are going to be accolades and things for the restaurants to enjoy. You entered to win many a prize. Yes. And one of the biggest prizes, actually, shout out to Crowder Brothers Hardware, Ace Hardware and St. Pete Beach. They donated I believe it's a Blackstone or a Traeger.
Yeah, that's
grill.
So I don't know which one they landed on, but I know we were kind of going back and forth with help make that decision.
Either way, it's going to be your favorite pitmaster's favorite accessory. So you should definitely show up to get it. You do not
to make your own burger.
You do not have to be present to win, which I love that because sometimes it just doesn't work out. But we will be having a party. So Daiquiri Shack tomorrow, Tuesday, September 9th from 7 to 9. Or I guess I should say 7 to TBD. No, I'm kidding.
7, yes.
They have to close at some point. So
at some point they'll close. That's right. That's right.
But I just want to let the good people know because I didn't realize this was such a big deal until I got down here. Coming from Anheuser-Busch country, it is never a problem to find Busch Light. And I just want everyone to know that comes down here from the Midwest, or if you are relocated here from the Midwest, Daiquiri Shack has Busch Light. And it is
they do, yeah.
And it's a Midwest decent price, and you can get them with dollar oysters, baby.
Yes.
Like, let's go. So
yeah.
Shout out to
That's
Daiquiri Shack
exciting.
for sure.
I'm excited for that. That should be a good time. Some good people hanging out, a good time. And then we, 2 days later, I love that Madeira Beach does this. They do that 9/11 remembrance at the Patriot Park.
Yes.
I love that they do that. It's just such a, I don't know, it's such a somber day and a day to never forget, right? I mean, there's no other words, but just never forget. So,
well, and I feel like, a lot of us, it's been over 20 years. And so there are people walking this earth that weren't alive when this happened.
Yeah.
It changed all
three
of
of
us
my
that
children.
they all learned about it in history class. It is a day of remembrance. It's a day to kind of solemnly acknowledge that, that we live in a country that we are blessed to have the freedoms that we're afforded. Every day I wake up and say, thank God I was born in America as a woman. Can you imagine? So being said, yes, I don't feel like a lot of people know this about Madeira Beach, but we actually have a designated city park called Patriot Park. And there is a 9/11, September 11th memorial. It's located off of Tom Stewart Causeway, aka 150th, when you're coming onto the island. It's immediately on the right-hand side. And it really is a nice tribute.
It is. They do a really good job with it.
I'm glad that they're able to actually hold the remembrance ceremony. If you're interested in going, it will be this Thursday, of course, on September 11th. Please get there before 8:45 because that's when the ceremony begins. And it's just a really good chance to kind of show your solidarity in the fact that we're going to remember these good people that, lost their lives on a day of just absolute tragedy for our country.
Yeah.
So Patriot Park off of Tom Stewart and 150th this Thursday, 8:45 before.
Yeah.
So
it's a nice thing that they do that.
Well, and to kind of piggyback on that, so this Friday is September 12th, and it's actually going to be a Village Friday, which I'm very excited about. So
me too.
If you guys haven't heard, the final Friday events that were held in Johns Pass every last Friday of the month have been rebranded into what's called Village Fridays, due to conflicting events because our city always has so many cool things going on. We just had to relocate them from the very last Friday of the month. So this Friday, the 12th, will be Village Fridays. And just to kind of piggyback on the 9/11 theme, this is going to be our Heroes Night is the theme. So there's going to be representatives from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department, the Madeira Beach Fire Department, the National Guard will be present. There will be paramedics on site. Bring the kids because apparently it's touch truck. So if you ever have that kid that wants to climb up into the fire truck, if you have that one kid that wants to play cops and robbers all the time, bring them. Okay, because it's going to be an amazing opportunity for them to get close and hands-on with some of this amazing equipment that our life-saving and selfless, first responders use every day to help keep us safe on the beaches.
Yeah, and there'll be a band that's also playing that night too. It's called Second Rodeo. I kind of earlier did a complete 160 because I was looking to see.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I was looking to see if Big Brother was slated to come to Johns Pass, but they'll probably be there for Seafood Festival because they usually are. So that's what I was quickly looking at when I jolted my body all the way around to see if they were slated for it. But so Second Rodeo will be there. So that should be a good time. I'm excited about it. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with Village Friday, and they've got some events planned for the rest of the year. So hopefully we'll see what happens with it all. But it's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to go to a meeting tomorrow. That's going to be kind of a meeting of the minds with a lot of the Johns Pass business owners and some of the cities.
Yeah.
And people like myself, where I don't know how I got the invite, but I'm coming.
But you're going.
And so it'll just be a continuation of how to, build back with Johns Pass and the presence of business owners, and let's get people back and let's get them in here and, all the things. So we'll see. We'll keep you. Course.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good meeting, and I think it's going to be done monthly. There was a time where Johns Pass had its own village association, but that has since dissolved. Not necessarily because of the hurricane. It just dissolved, and so I think there's some people that are trying to get this back up and going.
Would like to see a revamp with the stewardship of something like that because it is, when we go to these different meetings with the city. And there's for example, the conversations with the mayor. I do notice that the presence is very resident heavy which is not a problem. But there's so many businesses here in Madera Beach that it actually surprises me that there's not more business owner presence at these types of things. It does.
Me too.
I mean, you're there, of course, because you're the best, but I
get geeked out on this stuff. So we're trying to figure out a time frame that everyone could go. We do need to get some consistency is always the key. It's always been a hard thing, but just like everything, it's got to have involvement and people need to feel like they have a voice. And that's sometimes what's always hard about when you're making decisions is that sometimes people don't do a lot. And so then certain people just make all the decisions, but it's not because they want to, it's just that sometimes things have to get done. So we'll see, but that will be good. Yeah. So that we got that tomorrow, and then we've got, burger night. So this is a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a busy day tomorrow, and in between all of this, somehow I'm gonna go get my teeth cleaned. So
oh, that's good to know.
Not that anybody needed to know that, but obviously
it's important
inconvenience. But yes, semi-annual cleanings with your dentist is very important. I actually come from a background of dentistry, so don't get me started. But
yes,
everyone just floss. Please.
That's right.
Please. That's all I have to say. Okay, we're done.
Just floss is right.
And buy an electric toothbrush. All right, now we're done. All right. But so speaking of some of the other things going on in town, I wanted you to talk about Friendly's Tavern. Real
so it's something I drove by it. So Friendly's Tavern is a staple along the beaches. Yes. It's one of the bars. I mean, and I've mentioned before, it is probably one of the only bars that I know of, or restaurants, I guess I should say as well, where I know a couple of the people that worked there. I've seen a couple of the people that have worked there since everything happened. And it has, it's been around forever and it's remained the same name. People have always honored the name, and it has changed leadership and a couple of times in the last couple of years, but that's kind of the way this world has worked in the last couple of years. And then it took over new ownership right after Helene. So they are the outside is almost finished. It's a little bit more of a fortress where a lot of that stuff from previously went up in the middle of the night. So now everything, of course, has to be permitted and done the right way. So
where's Uncle Bobby when you need him? Damn it.
I know. That big brother's always watching, not the band, but everyone else. And so now everything has to be permitted. So I saw it looks like a fortress on the outside. I know that they're trying to keep it, but it's just one of those. It's one of those staples. I have probably been there. I don't know. I mean, prior to moving here, it was the place we went to the day we moved here. My parents loved that place. It was the place that we went to that night when we moved here. But so that's really exciting because there's a whole area right there in Reddington that you can just tell just got whacked. And Wahoo's has actually been showing some pictures on social media of their insides as well.
I saw that. And they have the what is it? The metal framing up in the inside.
Yes.
So they're not even doing like a wood frame for their walls. Nope. Like everything's metal.
They're like, screw that. Yep. We're gonna just make sure this is a fortress. That area right across from Friendly's has always been my favorite place to go park at the beach too. It's a little bit out of our jet ski area, so I don't spend the whole time when I'm at the beach looking up to go, whose ski is that? Is that my ski? And worrying. So it's one of the reasons why my daughter and I've always gone to that area.
I love that area, and it wasn't a staple for my family. I'm going to be honest. We were IRB.
Because you're an IRB, yeah.
And then we would go to John's Pass, and we really didn't spend much time. But I know that with my uncle, uncle cousin that has lived in Indian Rocks Beach, I think that Friendly Tavern is been on his check bingo card
forever.
They had one of the best Bloody Marys. They had the best Bloody Marys.
All of their drinks were free for, which always was amazing. Their food was really good. I mean, you could honestly they did all you can eat prime rib too at times. And you could honestly get prime rib or a burger, which is probably what I usually chose, a mixed drink, chicken. This is actually cute. My daughter was really little. We were there once and she got steak bites, which were delicious. My father got chicken sandwich, and my daughter turned to my dad and was like, "What did you get, Grandpa?" And he's like, "Chicken." And she goes, "Me too." And she's got steak bites in front of her. But it's just, there's so many memories that even just my family has that it's just cute. So I'm excited about that. being much further along in the process. So we'll definitely have to go to that opening night.
Yeah, we're going to go to that opening night. Plus, I really have it on good authority that they had karaoke pretty frequently. So, yeah.
They had it very frequently. Brody actually did karaoke there once when he was like 10.
Oh, that's the story you've told.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And he asked us if he could say hell.
Yeah, well, he's a good
You know, I appreciate that he was polite. Yeah, yeah, he had to ask us because the song he was singing, God, I mean, don't ask me what song it was because, you know, it was an 80s band and I wouldn't remember, but whatever. That's
well,
cool.
Your kid did, right?
Yeah.
Well, good. I cannot wait for Friendly Tavern. And yeah, Reddington Shores, you know, we all took a beating, but you're right. With the public beach access right there at about 180th, there was just, it was open. You know what I mean? So it's just like it came flooding in through that parking lot and all of the places in there. It was almost like a vein, essentially, that just allowed it all of that. So can't wait for that. But
then that kind of takes us into the end of the summer or the end of the month, right?
I was just trying to say, I'm like, but at the same time, I realized that our next event that we've actually sponsored, woman.
Yes, we have sponsored.
We sponsored it. So we were one of the lovely sponsors for Celebrate Pinellas. Super excited to participate. This is a multi-chamber event that's going to be happening on September 25th, the eve of Helene. And we are going to be there for it. We kind of were putting together a game plan, lovely listeners, and I think we're going to go Joe Melissa Rivers. No, I'm just kidding.
Totally.
Oh my God, you look fabulous. What are you wearing?
Yes. No, yes. I don't think I could be that obnoxious.
You know what? If it's the right person and I think it could play, I will play. And I know we will be talking to a lot of the local business owners, you know, how they've bounced back, how have we rebounded, what grateful, you know, thing have we recognized in this trial of time that we've went through. But we're super excited about it. So that, I do have a correction because we had originally told you good people that it was being held at the Florida Botanical Gardens. It's going to be a joint thing on property. So I think they realize being the rainy season, because we're not saying the H word, they're going to move a lot of it into the actual Creative Pinellas building. But there still will be tours through the Florida Botanical Gardens, and I'm sure that the party will meander through at everywhere. Fun fact, I did see that the Florida Botanical Gardens are already hanging up their Christmas lights.
Well, that's cool.
Which apparently it's a big deal. We talked about this last time. Yeah, we need to go there during Christmas time because
we do, because I've heard that it's really, really beautiful, and they just take a donation, so it's an affordable affair for people too to go look at. I mean, there's that, and then there's a couple of other subdivisions that are in Seminole that we can talk about at another time that I know that are hot spots for just going and looking at some, you know, holiday Christmas lights. So
go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and bibbity book one of your lovely children to spend a weekend with us driving around looking at Christmas lights, because we can make some apple pie moonshine. Let's get some hot apple cider. Let's get, you know, all the
exactly.
And we will bring you live updates from the Christmas in Florida. So
that's right. That's
all
right,
guys. So, well, that was a lot. And we did a lot. We talked about a lot
of little things.
But we owed you a lot because I know that you guys missed us last week.
We did. I know they did.
I know they did. So stay tuned. We will be going to the important meeting tomorrow. We're going to be at the Burger Week Awards. We're going to have the conversations with the mayor next week. We're on it. We're on it, good people. So in the meantime, if you do see Stephanie and I out in public, please, please, please come up to us and ask for the stickers.
Please. Yes.
Because we would love to get those out and about. And again, be respectful. Only wear stickerines allowed.
Yes.
All right, guys. In the meantime, please feel free to go to our YouTube channel. We are also on Spotify. We have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook if you want to give us a follow.
We do.
And as always, it's been a hot minute, but I say as always, but it's been a hot minute since I solicited this. I had a couple friends ask me, can they send in questions? Can they send in topics? Yes. Please give us topics to talk about. Obviously, we won't slack. So we're going to talk about it. But if there's anything that you want to see us cover or would like to dive in a little bit deeper on, please let us know. Otherwise, you stay salty.
That's right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks.
Bye.